Hello, Ramley, another NFL family payout time here. You're a Canadian Rams fan. There's tons of speculation and rumors happening leading up to the Rams Week 18 game against the Seahawks. The game doesn't have a huge amount of implications other than potentially the number 3 seed or 4 seed. In this video, we're going to be talking about potential playoff opponents and read an article about ranking them. I just a quick offhand comment here. There is a surprising amount of trade speculation rumors going around right now about the Rams. Jake Ellenbogen had like an 18-minute video about if the Rams would be trading for Garrett Wilson, which I did find very interesting, but at the same time, kind of perplexing just in the time of year. Like, we got the playoffs to worry about. Why are we talking about trade speculation? But not just that, there's speculation that the Rams might trade for Anthony Richardson from the Colts if they're kind of getting ready to part ways and start something out, that the Rams would maybe be a good destination for him to revive his career. There's speculation that the Vikings might trade J.J. McCarthy after his lost rookie year because of injury and Sam Darnold doing so well. Those are interesting rumors. And again, it's fun to speculate. It's fun to talk about that. But at the time of this recording, that's all it is, pure speculation and rumors. Anyway, let's talk into some actual Rams speculation that's fun and relevant here. We're going to go to ranking the Rams' 4 potential opponents in the wild card round. This is the Rams Wire from Cameron DeSilva. And he ranks them starting from what he perceives as easiest to toughest. And we're gonna see what Cameron says here, and I'll give my thoughts along the way. So he starts off saying the easiest would be Washington Commanders. Kind of low-hanging fruit, but I get it. Jayden Daniels, rookie quarterback, first round of the playoffs. I mean, what more do you want about that, right? And I've seen a lot of Commanders fans online saying they want the Rams. Saying if they get the Rams, that the Rams will be the easiest out for them. And I'm not of that mindset. I think that the Rams match up well with the Commanders, and I think that would be probably the matchup that the Rams most want in terms of competitiveness to an extent. But yeah, Jayden Daniels, he's absolutely a problem for a lot of people. Mobile quarterback, can do a lot of dangerous things. Dan Quinn's a good head coach, done an amazing job with the Commanders this year. So yeah, I'd agree with this. That's probably the one that Rams mostly would want to see. Then he puts the Green Bay Packers after that. Now, I disagree with this. I think the Packers are a matchup nightmare for the Rams for whatever reason. The Rams have been close to beating them. I would love to see them beat them in the playoffs. That would be so tubular. I would be all about that. But in terms of it, for me, I would actually say Green Bay is who I would put the least, and I'll talk about the rest in a second. But just with the Packers, with LaFleur at head coach, Jordan Love at quarterback, their defense just seems to generate turnovers when they need to. And I'd rather the Rams not play the Packers first round. If the Rams are going to go on a playoff run here, I would love to play the Packers in either the divisional round or the conference championship round. That's my personal preference. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. And then he puts the Minnesota Vikings at number 2 as the second hardest matchup, and he puts the Lions at number 1. We'll talk about Lions in a moment here. But for the Vikings, this is interesting because the Rams beat the Vikings this year, and despite what Vikings fans say about like the phantom face mask call that was missed, totally get that. That was one of the Rams' best games of the year, and if they could play like that, I could see them beating the Vikings again in the playoffs. This Vikings team is really good. It's so important to acknowledge that. They have had a phenomenal season. Sam Darnold playing out of his mind. Justin Jefferson, phenomenal. Addison's a great, wide receiver. Also, Aaron Jones. They have so many weapons on this Vikings team. It's really a complete team. I think the Rams would match up well because I think the way this Rams would win that game is keep it close, steal it at the end. I think the Rams will do that to most teams, but I think that it favors against the Vikings more so than others. And with the Rams veteran secondary playing as well as they have recently, I don't think you can stop Justin Jefferson. Like he's going to get his catches, get his yardage, but I think the Rams match up well enough with the rest of their wide receiving core that they would be able to limit Sam Darnold in the passing game, maybe force him into throwing some interceptions. And yeah, I would put this like for me, I would put it like Commanders, most want to play, Vikings next after that, then Lions, then Packers for me personally. But then we'll talk about the Lions next. So then he says the Lions, they're going to be the hardest matchup. I would love to see the Rams and Lions play again in the playoffs. And it's not that the Lions are not one of the best teams in the NFL. I acknowledge they are. The Rams helped create this Frankenstein monster of a football team that is the Detroit Lions. And the way they helped is the Stafford Goff trade, which is just going back to such a win-win trade for both these franchises. But from what the Lions did from that trade, what Brad Holmes, their GM, who used to work for the Rams, has done, they have just crushed it in the draft. They've crushed it. They have so many pieces. Even signed role guys like Tim Patrick at wide receiver from the Broncos. Like they've done so many good things to build their roster to win. The Rams have been really close to beating them. If the Lions are a wild card team and have to play in LA, that's very interesting. It's so interesting how this story comes kind of back full circle. Goff coming back to SoFi. There's so many storylines for this game. It's not even funny. And even like the Rams were a banged up team week one. They took the Lions to overtime when the Lions were pretty healthy. Last year in the playoffs, the Rams almost beat them, but just lost by 1 point. I think the Rams are due to beat this Lions team. And not that they are entitled to that or anything. Just seeing the Rams getting better each week of the season, and if the defense keeps playing the way it's been playing, and the offense can figure something out to get going, especially in the first quarter, I think this matchup with the Rams and Lions could be favorable towards the Rams if it's in SoFi in the first round of the playoffs. So those are just some of my thoughts on who the Rams could play, and obviously we won't know till after Sunday, and we'll be watching to see if the Commanders, if they kind of secure their wild card spot. We'll be watching to see if the Buccaneers lose to the Saints in an upset fashion, and that's at the early window of games, and that will let the Rams know if they lock in at the 3 seed or not. Originally, I am someone that kind of wanted the Rams to play for the 3 seed because there are benefits to it over the 4 seed. But after hearing Coach McVay talk about it, I totally get it. For what you would gain out of playing your starters for it, it's not necessarily worth it if you can have 2 weeks of resting your star players, get totally ready, not just physically, but mentally for this matchup with it could be a potential juggernaut team like the Lions or the Vikings, or maybe playing the Packers, a team that you've struggled against a lot, or maybe you're playing the Commanders who have this rookie sensation quarterback, right? Regardless of the outcome, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams. Woo!
Thank you very much.